As you can see, it is raining today, and my seat is gonna be soaking wet. Of course, I've got my rain gear in my backpack, but I really don't feel like stopping to put it on. After a long day of work, you just wanna go home. So we'll get this as dried off as we can, and be on our way. Oh, it's gonna be cold on the old testes. Wet weather riding tips. Number 1, decrease your speed. Obvious, right? So many people don't do it. Just slow down. It's really not that complicated to just slow down. Number 2, leave bigger gaps between you and the other vehicles. It's going to take you more time to come to a stop. It's going to take them more time to come to a stop. Make sure you allot for that extra space. Even more so when you've got puddling on the road, or when it's that first few minutes of rain and you got all the oils that are just kind of floating to the top of the road. Number 3, I think we're on, is when you're taking the corners, you'll want to decrease your lean angle. You don't want to be, MotoGP style knee dragging and shit, going down these roads in the rain. It's not fun. Number 4, 5, start braking early and soft, okay? You can't just grab a handful of brake like you normally would on a dry day and expect it to work out just because you're grabbing it sooner than you normally would. You have to slowly ease onto the brake early and just slowly, like you were driving on ice, if any of you are familiar with that, and just slowly ease into the stop. So, every now and again you get a good guy like that who will let traffic move through so that the biker doesn't get completely drenched on his way home. Alright, number 5. Your visor's going to get a little foggier than usual because it's, 130% humidity. So what you're going to want to do is just kind of crack it up just a little bit so that it just opens, and then slowly set it back down. And you won't open it till the first click where it holds itself open. Just barely crack it open, and this dude's right in my ass. Just barely crack it open, and then kind of slowly set it back down, and it'll leave just a little gap between the bottom of your lens and the seal. And basically what that'll do is give you just a little bit of extra airflow to help keep your lens clear. Come on, people. Watch out for dipshits that come flying up behind you. Like I said, leave that extra gap between you and the person in front of you, and keep an eye on your mirror. That way, if you have to equalize speed with the douchebag come flying up behind you, you've got plenty of room that you can play with, so that he can realize how much slower than him the rest of traffic is going, and realize it without running up your ass. Jack Nicholson. Yeah. I wasn't aware he was from Illinois. One more little tip that I guess I could give is that when I come to a stop on the road like this, what I'll do is I'll pull, because you have to come to a stop sometimes, so I'll pull right up to the corner here of the car in front of me, and I'll make sure I'm just off to the right of it. Like this. That way, if anyone were to come up behind me or hit the car behind me, push the car behind me into me, or hit me and knock me forward, essentially what they're doing is pushing me up next to the car in front of me and not pinching me between the two cars, and that could be a lifesaver. So try and practice that. You don't always have to be on the right side, I guess. You could be on the left side. I know a lot of shit varies by country, so just keep that in mind, that when you come to a stop, you want to make sure you're not stopping in a position where you could get crushed. Another thing you want to watch out for when you get a decent amount of rain is debris in the road, because you never know when someone's gravel driveway like this is getting washed out all over the road, and it could be on top of a hill like this one here, or just on the other side of the hill, and you not see it until it's too late, and you'll hit that patch of gravel and it'll just act like ice underneath the bike. It's just gonna slide right out from underneath you. I mean, sometimes it won't. I mean, it's not guaranteed that it will, but there's a chance that it will. And if you're going slow and you're slower and your lean is decreased and you're expecting it, that little bounce around that it give you, then you'd be all right, I guess. I don't necessarily feel that one lane position is any better than the other. I believe the handbook says to follow the tire tracks of the vehicle in front of you, which I don't necessarily agree with, because on our shitty roads here, you can see it's dipped in where the tires of the average vehicle normally run, and then the water pools up in those spots. And I don't want to be riding through those puddles. Well, at the same time, the center is where you typically get the drippings off of the car, and you got the oil and the antifreeze and all the other that stuff that is dumping out of there, depending on how old your piece of shit is. So I don't feel like that lane position is great either. I feel like it's kind of a judgment call that you have to make, like, continuously throughout your ride, because it's not going to be the same position for the whole ride. You have to stay focused and keep your 12-second scan on the road. Look and pay attention to what you're going to be into before you get to it, and make sure that you're not about to drive into a big puddle and go swimming. Although I did see one pretty awesome video of a guy, I don't remember where exactly, who had a snorkel hooked up to his bike's intake and ran it up through here, and then had a tube on the exhaust that he ran up the back, and he was driving in waters that were up to his chest, I believe, or pretty darn close. So it's possible. I'm not sure I'd do it. I'm sure I wouldn't do it, actually. But just because it's raining doesn't mean you can't get out and ride. Don't be afraid of a little water. It's not going to hurt you unless you're a witch.